And everyone, and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about the history of Tom and Alice Horton. They were portrayed by Zach Shea and Sidney K. Smith during their early years, and later by MacDonald Carey and Francis Reed. And they got introduced by Ted Corday in November 8, 1965. So let's take a deep dive into the remarkable history of this iconic couple. Alice Grayson was born and raised in Salem. Her father, Sid Grayson, was a carpenter, and her mother, Abigail, was a loving housewife. Alice met Tom Horton in high school, and their love story began. Tom who was a minor league baseball player. He was a pitcher. They married on March 7, 1930, and soon after, Alice became pregnant with their first children, twins Addie and Tommy. During a spring picnic in 1930, Alice noticed a house being built across the way. Though they lived in an apartment at the time, Alice dreamed of one day living in that home, but that house is way too expensive. In the spring of 1931, Alice perfected her first donut recipe, a tradition that will carry on for generations. Across the streetway, they saw the house where they once wanted to live. It was in the middle of construction and had stopped building the house. But Alice is still grateful that they still had each other. The Horton family grew rapidly. By 1932, they have 5 children. They welcomed Mickey, Bill, and Mary, with Tom, and dedicated Dr. Banks's career with his growing family. Alice, a devoted mother, became known for her warm heart and her famous homemade donuts, which would later become a symbol of the Horton family tradition. By 1933, Alice and Tom had settled into married life, were preparing for their Christmas and presents. During the holiday season, Alice envisioned creating a community space to help those in need, planting the first seeds for what would later become the Horton Center. Also, she made a Christmas bauble with names of their family on it, and later it would become a tradition too. And they saw the house across the street was back in the build actually. In 1934, Alice's dream of a family home came true on Christmas. Tom, with the help of Sid, purchased the house she had always wished to live there. In February 1935, the Hortons officially moved in, marking the beginning of their legacy in Salem. 1953, Tom and Alice received the bad news. They learned that their beloved son Tommy died in the Korean War. And now we begin with this real story. When Days of Our Lives premiered in 1965, Alice was busy preparing for her daughter Mary's wedding with Greg. Over the years, Alice and Tom faced countless trials, from heartbreak to shocking revelations. In 1967, Dr. Mark Brooks arrived in Salem and fell in love with Mary. However, as the time went on, Tom and Alice noticed similarities between Mark and their presumed dead son Tommy. After an investigation, it was revealed that Mark was actually Tommy, who had undergone plastic surgery after the Korean War and lost his memory. When the truth came out, Mary and Tom ended up their relationship devastated by the fact that they were siblings. Mary ultimately decided to become a nun. In 1977, Alice was diagnosed with cancer in 1977, but her son Bill, a doctor, corrected the misdiagnosis just in time. That same year, Tom suffered from a heart attack, bringing their daughter Mary, now a Catholic nun, back home to take care of him. Alice, feeling threatened by Mary's presence, overcame her jealousy, knowing that even the strongest families face challenges. 1983, Alice almost died in the hospital of Salem because of her robot who got sabotaged by Alex Marshall, who worked for Stephanie DiMera. In 1987, Jennifer came back to town and lived with them and was raised by them. In 1991, Alice and Tom received shocking news. They were not legally married due to a clerical error. Though Tom wasn't concerned, Alice insisted they make it official once again. On October 17, 1991, after more than 60 years together, they remarried in a heartfelt ceremony reaffirming their commitment to each other. In 1994, Tom passed away peacefully in his sleep, leaving behind a legacy of love and wisdom. Alice continued to be the heart of the Horton family, appearing on special occasions such as Christmas and the annual Brady Barbecue. In 2010, Alice's health declined, and on June 23, she passed away surrounded by her loved ones. In 2011, they created the Horton Square in their honors and brought loving characters back. Apparently, and Alice had secrets of one another. Bo demanded Stephanie to open the box. It turns out that John and Hope were still married, so they needed to go back to Alemania to get divorced, and Stefano followed them, but before he left, he opened the real letter, and it turns out that EJ was not Stefano's son, but later it was revealed that EJ was indeed Stefano's son. In 2024, Thomas DeMira found a closed box that was there from 1966. They can open it in 2016. Later in the year, Dr. Sierra opened the box and they found a jewelry. Hope you like going through the journey of Tom and Alice Horton. Their story will always be a reminder that love and tradition are what truly matter in life. Seems like it will never end, just like life itself.